broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
And I'm ready. Whirl it, work it. Yes, add the snap. That's what I want to hear. If they ever change this thing song,
Steve's
I will have a problem.
Steve always moves his head.
For a minute, I was like, what's going on? I hope you guys are doing this at home with us. Hello,
I assume
everyone.
they are.
I know.
Especially if they're listening to us on a bus. Or somewhere where other people can see them.
Right? You know, get real with the people. I love it. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Suits After Show. We are Season 4, Episode 12, Respect. If you guys have not already done so, make sure you are subscribed to us on YouTube. Leave us your comments, concerns, or your insults. We're okay with that, too. Make sure to check us out on Twitter at ABTV Suits, all together, not like I did it. Yeah. And check us out as well with our individual Twitters, which we will give you as well. Now that I've got all the business out the way, I'm your host, Stacy Ike, and I want to introduce my lovely co-host. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it. I love seeing you guys here every week. I also forgot to tell you guys to make sure to check us out on iTunes and SoundCloud because those are both very important and you want to hear us talk. Okay.
And YouTube if you want to see our faces.
Yeah, that would be good too. Thank you.
All the things.
All that you guys
We don't
have
put
the
makeup
things.
on for nothing.
Exactly. Tell them the truth. Shame the devil.
This just doesn't happen.
I
guys.
did not wake up like this. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Another episode where I have to say, I told you guys earlier, instead of Panera, I did Lemonade, which is a restaurant here in LA. So a lot more chill. So I kind of came into it a little more relaxed.
Stacey
I didn't have my broccoli
eat her
soup.
stress food.
Yeah, I didn't eat my broccoli soup because I would have been freaking out.
You might be the only person who eats
It's very
broccoli
specific.
soup
No, I
when
haven't.
they're stressed out.
No, that's my thing. It's calm and soothing. That's a whole nother story. We'll talk about it
cheesy.
later. It is. It's fun. So we start off this episode, which I absolutely love it because they have this beautiful rooftop scene. You know, I miss when Jessica and Harvey had their rooftop moments. I always love when they do that.
I loved it, and I loved the opening music.
Yes.
It was kind of dazzling and fabulous.
Speaking of SoundCloud, I want to give another shout out to the Suits SoundCloud.
Seriously.
Or the Songs in Suits SoundCloud.
Somebody tweeted, since when did Suits play music? All the time.
Oh,
Suits has a
But
great
they
But
do,
every
but
episode.
now it's like it's more distinct because they're like I was like singing to some of the songs. I'm like, I know these songs. You know, before it was like it felt like background music, but it was very clear this episode. I noticed that too. But
well, I have to. The Lewis Lit Cup is back.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's returned.
Yes, thank God.
And big thanks to Rick Kauffman for following all of us
Yes.
on Twitter.
So
It was very
amazing.
sweet of you. We love and adore you.
Yes.
And okay, so but the opening, the green screen.
Yes.
It was a really bad green screen.
So I was
we
kind of
all
sad
agree on
because
that?
I was like, oh no, they're really on a rooftop. I see it. But yeah.
I suspended. You know, I suspended.
But it looked
disbelief,
really
but
it just looked overly glamorous. I
Right.
think
Kinda
that's what
like
it
a
is.
video
It looked
game.
like it looked too beautiful because that's what when I first saw them, just got her chiffon on and looking so fabulous. I was like,
She
yes.
did. with
That's what
fur.
made me be okay
Oh my
with it.
gosh.
'Cause that first
She
shoot,
looked
I mean, I was
great.
like, you are sexy, girl. You about to yell at Harvey in that? So, I love that part. But yes, there was a moment I'm like, this is almost too glamorous. Like, it can't be real. So that was a little hard to.
They really trick the viewers though, because like I've told you guys last week, my boyfriend's a really big fan. I'm like, well, they shoot this in Toronto. Like, that is not a New York skyscraper. He's
Right.
like, no.
Right.
No, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. So
The
Well, I think-
locations,
Yeah,
of this
definitely. Locations
episode
are
were
great.
amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Although
that
that's
coffee shop that they were
Yes.
in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
And the
loved
bar,
Yeah.
it made me want to go to Toronto.
Yes, when he yelled at
Kinda
the
reminds me of
professor in
LA
that
a
little
little,
area. Where he was with the professor, where he met up with him, I'm like, I would. What
I
is this
know.
hotel? Like, where is this?
I almost had to rewind so I could pay attention to the storyline
Right.
because I was just
too busy. I'm like, wow,
Wait,
the
I
brown
have
matches
to-
the
I have
flower.
to
That's the
write
thing
this
about
down.
Suits. They're so distracting with
Exactly,
everything, the
yeah.
detail.
They're just very
really good
detailed.
detail.
Yes, I was paying
And
attention
again,
to
the Emmys get on it.
I know.
Please.
I love that we are trying to get them together. Next year, we're going to be sitting right next to them. Hopefully,
Like, we're trying to get guests onto this show to help ourselves.
They'll
Nicole
thank us in
Nicole
their
is just
speech.
like, no, just get them an Emmy.
Yeah.
No,
I don't even care.
We agree. No, we agree 100%. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we get into this episode, and Jessica starts saying, look, you need to cover my butt with what I told Jeff, which I knew was going to come back again, but it came right back
Oh,
again.
yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. I didn't realize it'd be like an underlying thing this episode. So that was cool. And you saw Harvey's reaction. What did you guys think? He kind of was like, I don't want to clean up your mess. This is annoying. We keep cleaning up each other's mess. When are we going to get out of this? And I'm like,
I loved how he was like, we gave him an olive leaf, and now
And
we're
he's
just
gonna-
giving it to him so he
he's
can beat
gonna
the
put that-
shit.
Yeah.
I was like,
thought
and the
that was
S
a
word has
great
dropped
line.
again.
Oh, yes.
Again.
There was a lot of it this episode again.
was.
Donna threw some out there. I was like, this is crazy.
They're-
but yeah,
they're S
we are
crazy over
giving
there.
him, yes.
I like it.
You were so right. That
They're
was a really
using it
funny line.
effectively,
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
which
I
I
think the first
appreciate.
episode we were just shocked. We were like, oh my gosh, what's
Yeah.
happening? Yeah.
But now they're
Now it's
actually
cool.
they're using it to their advantage.
Right. I don't have a problem with Jessica asking people to cover her dirty work because everyone covers. She covers everyone. Like,
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
on, everybody better calm down. Like,
It wasn't some big.
yes, it
and
wasn't a big deal.
and the overarching theme of the episode is we're a team.
Right.
We're
right.
a group of people moving towards a common goal.
Right.
And if you aren't moving towards that common goal, you're more worried about yourself, you're more worried about all these other things. You're hindering the common goal.
Yep.
Which is
Right.
us as a group to get somewhere.
Yes.
Us as a group to do something.
I don't know if they've even figured that out yet. Like to get back to the place. I mean, hopefully, maybe after this episode because we kind of saw.
I think Donna talked it
Yeah.
into Lou.
Yes,
I was gonna wear a shirt that said Team Donna today. And
oh,
I thought
I
you
think-
guys are gonna laugh.
Aaron, will
Every-
you please send
But
us some? I
then-
know those exist. Like, please, Aaron, send. I know they exist. I
I
will
would
wear
wear
it
that
probably
shirt.
every day.
Though I have
Oh
to
my
say,
God.
after this episode, I would wear a Team Rachel shirt because
Oh,
she
yeah.
She came
brought it.
You guys, okay, hold on. We can't skip ahead. I know y'all
We'll
freaking
get
out.
there
Sorry,
yet.
sorry.
We'll
Okay.
get there later,
So
but
we get
just
to
saying.
Harvey's back in the office, and then my favorite combo, the Mike and Harvey show,
Oh, yeah.
starts
They
back
were
up
so
again.
quirky this week.
I wrote
Yeah.
down the Iceman and Mark
Oh,
Mark joke. I was like, what's
It was a vibe.
happening? What are they talking? It just this show is written so well and
Yeah.
so intricate. Like you said, it pays attention to detail. And they're making this underlying joke as they're talking about a case. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Like, what's happening? I had to rewind for that. So what did you guys think overall with the initial we're back in the sack situation?
I liked it. I felt like, okay, we're back at work now. We're back at work now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was that this whole episode we saw it throughout that
right.
sort of quippy dialogue
Right.
between Harvey and Mike, especially that sort of brotherly
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
partner in crime
Yes,
thing that they have
yes.
that I think we all just kind of adore.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was thinking, I mean, if we focus on, do you guys want to focus on Mike and Harvey right now? Because there are many things to say.
Oh, yes.
So if we focus on them and the case and everything they dealt with, from the bathroom scene to the end of it where he said,
The bathroom.
Yes, I was going to say,
They-
I literally started, I was like, we're back to the bathroom. We're back. I
More
hadn't
scenes
seen
in the
one. I love
bathroom.
it. Yeah, I was like, I didn't see one last episode. What the heck? So I was very happy to see that. A lot of things happen in the bathroom, as you guys know.
Yes, it's the other
Yeah, it's the other
scenes.
character. It's like Norma. But so I thought that was really funny, and just their interaction this episode it went so brotherly. I didn't know I was so happy, but I was like, oh my, this is crazy. Like Harvey has done a really 360 for us. I mean, I don't know what it would look like if he ever went back, because from the gratitude to taking him out for a drink, I was like shocked. I don't know. What did you guys
Well,
think?
I was glad that Mike proved his point and he allowed Harvey to kind of see where he was coming from, because before their conversation, I was talking to my boyfriend, and I'm like, oh, God, Mike's got to convince Harvey to really take him on and settle this case, because it's only going to benefit the both of them. And he was like, no. But after the conversation in the bathroom, he was like, all right, maybe you have a point, and so does Mike.
That's the thing. I feel like Harvey was very convinced by, even though, of course, it wasn't like totally outward, but by his actions, everything he did was a direct, I wrote that down, was a direct, action from what Mike said. And then he was saying, like, are you gloating? He was like, no, I just want you to know that everything you did is because I said it. And he was like, that's gloating. And I was like, well, if the shoe fits, Harvey. So that was pretty funny. What did you guys have to add to that?
It's just so nice that you can see that Harvey respects Mike at a level now where when Mike can say that to him. if you go back to previous seasons, Mike's even said that stuff, and Mike had been totally off base.
Right.
You know, but now Mike knows Harvey enough that they're just very tuned in with one another.
Right.
And I just so I really liked it.
I think it's great.
Yeah, I liked how the Professor Gerard said, "Oh, Mike is your associate," and I just remember thinking, like, is Mike anyone's associate?
I know, right?
I think Mike is just a senior associate
just a
who
lawyer.
works
like,
mainly with.
Mike is
Harvey.
just the.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say things that I'm not gonna say that right now. I was gonna be like, Mike's the bullshitter that gets away with everything. That's what I'm gonna call him.
know
Well, no, but he's that good.
He is that. No, he is. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't. He has his own lane, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But.
This episode, somewhere along the line, it clicked into my mind. Oh, wait, that's right. He has this incredible memory
Yes,
where he knows.
yes.
And
Oh, yeah.
Could be with, we'll get to the card counting,
Right.
but I kind of had forgotten about that.
Very true.
For a while,
'Cause we didn't
that's
see it too
the
much.
premise of the
Yes.
show, and
Yes.
it's always nice to be reminded of
Yeah.
that, which this episode did.
That was cool. I mean, with that, we can jump right into the overall case. So you have this professor that Harvey, had to deal with back in his day, and we've mentioned him before. So that was cool to see him, back in the scene and everything. When he came in, I was like, oh my god, I definitely remember this guy. And I wrote down the moment that he saw Lewis when he came into the office, and Lewis said, well, I can help you. I can help you. And I just literally wrote another moment of wanting to be Harvey. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Lewis, why? Why won't you just be yourself? Like, it's annoying. It's hard for me to see sometimes because he was just so, he went out his way to try to figure out how to get it, involved in that case, blah, blah, blah. And then when Harvey told him, hey, he never even wanted you, I wrote down, did you guys think he should have kept that to himself?
No, I loved
was
that moment.
really?
It was kind of
I loved
for what
it.
Lewis has been doing the past
deserved it?
episode and a half.
Yeah.
It was necessary.
Every comeback.
Yeah.
It was necessary to say,
Right.
like, dude, like any other week, I would spare your feelings. Not today.
Yeah.
Yeah, or in the next week or so.
Yeah,
I know, I was like,
he had it coming, but like really, just every single comeback from Donna to Harvey,
Right,
Jessica in this episode, even Rachel, he had it coming.
Yeah, I
So
love how
glad.
everybody just gave it to him. I
They
think
did,
I wrote
that's
several
true.
times. It was like, this person stuck it to
That's
Lewis.
true. That's
Stuck it to
true.
Lewis.
I love it.
And
I love
every
it.
time I was like, woo.
Well, because it's the title of the episode is respect,
Right.
and Lewis wants the respect of a senior partner.
Right.
And for whatever reason, he's not understanding that respect is earned.
Yes.
Oh,
There are
yeah.
multiple ways to earn respect, and at the end of the episode, he commands it with Jeff. But it's taking him a while to understand that the
How to
respect of your
act even.
peers.
Yes.
Because I think up until now, he was more worried about the respect of his subordinates.
Yes.
Which he also commands.
He also
like
thinks
of
that
the
he-
associates.
I think he thinks that his peers also owe him a certain type of respect because I think, yes, you're right, it's earned, but there is a respect that comes with being a senior partner that's automatic. And I think Jessica, Harvey, Mike, they all understand that. But when he did it, he's, I don't want to say a baby, but I didn't like how he wrote down, he said something about, I want Harvey's clients. And he was like, okay, cool. And then he's like, but I want the respect that comes with it. I'm like, what?
You can't, like, that's
I'm
not...
like, what?
can't-
That's
I-
not just saying, yeah, like, I want you to give me...
Stacey.
Yeah,
I
it doesn't-
can't give
and
that to you.
I'm like, dude, that's... Nah, girl, this looks really good on me. I need to get that cup.
Yeah.
That's... I remember writing that down being like, question mark, are you serious? Because I'm like, it's not about that. You're missing the point. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's that. But so we get back into the case, and Professor Gerard comes to visit Harvey and says, hey, I need your help to get me out of this tiff. And I start thinking, all right, let's rumble. And then he turns him down immediately.
Yeah.
Did you guys agree, disagree, think he's crazy, think the chip on his shoulder was biting in his shoulder? What'd y'all think?
Yeah, for sure. I thought that it was the wrong choice, and I was crossing my fingers that Mike was going to get him out of it, which he did.
Yeah.
Didn't bother me.
No, he didn't even care?
No.
Well, I figured he would definitely eventually take the
Eventually figure it
case.
out,
Yeah.
But it was a matter of just... I kind of liked Harvey just going, you know what? I don't need to help everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the thing. He was saying that I thought it was all about winning. All of a sudden, you have this conscience, and I'm like, let Harvey have a conscience. I like when he has a conscience.
Right.
It looks good on
And
him.
to be fair, Harvey always had
That's
conscience.
exactly. The wins, I don't feel like we're all just so false and terrible. But go ahead, Tar.
No, he just always reveals. I feel like that he will always come out on top, and there will always be a good stand-up guy within Harvey too. Like despite the fact that he has this reputation of being, the a-hole or this or that. At the end of the day, he's a really stand-up guy, and he's the kind of guy you want to have your back. And
Yeah.
that's why even his worst enemy came to him for help.
Right.
And he said, I never thought you'd not represent somebody just because you didn't like them.
Exactly. That was an interesting point. I was like, why are we not allowing Harvey to have a moment? He doesn't want to represent you. I mean, once this episode kept going, I understood more of why. But you're right, I didn't have a problem with him turning him down, but I did want to see how much Mike's influence would work on him. So I thought that was a very cool, parallel in a sense. So then we go into Mike convincing him, bathroom scene, and then, Harvey goes to see Professor Gerard and says, hey, tell me everything, what's going on. And he tells him, and I did not believe that you could have $25,000 in your bank account, in your cash with you, and not have taken a bribe. So I was like, yeah, he's lying. I mean,
there are other reasons.
There are other reasons for sure, but since Harvey wasn't allowing him to say them, I was upset by that. I'm like, Harvey, can you give him a chance? Because I don't know. If you don't know, I'm never gonna know.
It was so funny too how he was like. He said, I won it in an underground poker game, which is why you can't use it as my alibi.
Right.
So he was giving a false alibi, saying that you couldn't use his alibi. It was this whole thing.
I'm like, you're a tricky liar. And it was just so interesting just how it, kind of came full circle in the sense that Harvey had such admiration for this person, even though it was kind of hidden. And then that person ends up letting him down. And Harvey cannot handle when people let him down by the BT dubs. Like, I see it a lot. He's one of those people who he's everyone he puts on a pedestal, which is like 3. He literally has like, if one of you guys come down, it's so rare. Yeah.
So if you can actually make it up there, you better not F up.
I love it, yeah. So then we see Donna come, do her Donna thing. Where is my t-shirt, Aaron? Anyway, so do her Donna thing and says, look, this guy doesn't respect you, so you're not giving into it and you won't take this case. Get over it and help us get on the team, help us move on. How did you guys think about her chiming in as she does and whatnot?
I thought it was a bit too much. Like he said, not now, Donna, not like this is not the time. And she's like, it is the time. And I thought, actually, no, it's not. This actually really isn't any of your business. I love you, Donna. I love you.
Right.
But
I disagree. I disagree because without her input and without her coming into it, he kind of really could have screwed things up. She's the point person, and maybe I know what you mean by it's not her place, but at the same time, she is the secretary and kind of his right-hand lady. So she's got to keep him on his toes.
Right. But here's the thing about it. This episode, what was more at stake, I think, was the emotional journey for Harvey. Because if this case got dropped, it had no bearing on him whatsoever. The firm wasn't going to be in trouble. He wasn't going to lose a ton of money. There was nothing there. If anything, this case cost him money. There was nothing about it that was dire for the firm. It was all about that emotional healing in a way that ultimately he got from helping this guy out.
It was cool.
What she did.
Yeah, it was like the full circle. Like I said, once you invite, even though it is Mike, once you comfortably invite him for a drink and buy and do all this cute stuff at the, I was like, Harvey.
They're like friends and mentors and like
great.
Not super mean to each other. Like they're just
it's good.
Which, by the way, do you see that Patrick Adams is now a producer on this show?
Yes.
Did you see that at the bottom? I was meant to screenshot that and send it to you guys, but I literally my eyes got so big. I'm like, what's happening? They're contributing the ideas too. Like
Which is great.
Both of them. That is wonderful. That is so incredible. Congratulations. But go ahead.
Well, that's a thing that happens. Like,
it happens all the time, but
if you star on a show long enough, you.
But I wasn't surprised with Gabriel Macht because Gabriel Macht's been around for a while.
Right. But Patrick's new to me, at least.
I thought that was really exciting for Patrick.
Especially if you're going to be directing episodes.
Absolutely.
You're in the meetings about the tone of the show and the direction you're heading and like all the big.
Another reason for an Emmy.
She keeps
it is a great plug.
Hashtag Emmy for
Nicole's
Suits.
Gonna single-handedly run your campaign.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Oh my gosh, I'll pick out your
We
clothes.
could start.
I got you, girl. So I wanted to, take a break from the case because we're gonna jump into right after we're in the middle of Harvey dealing with the case, and then you have Lewis. Okay, so he wants a client, and he wants one really badly, and he
wants one of Harvey's.
Yes,
specifically.
exactly. And with that, he the way he goes about it, when Donna slickly gave him the folder and said, hey, this is one of Harvey's first clients, and it's all yours now, blah, blah. And he was like, okay, I got something. Did you see the interaction between Donna and Lewis? And she was like, you know, when she basically said, get on the team. And all that argument. Yeah. What did you go? I mean, because that was the Donna moment I did love. I didn't love, you're right, I didn't love the Harvey, I'm going to yell at you moment. But when she set Lewis straight, oh my gosh, she was like, I want you to grow up. I was like,
I think this is my favorite Donna moment.
Yeah.
Like, of the whole series so far, I feel this is my favorite because she was able to explain to Lewis why everything has happened up to right now.
We hold our prey. She was like, we take care of our own. That was so cool.
And if anyone has been on Team Lewis, it has been Donna.
Yeah.
And so for him, really just dismissing her because of this whole thing. And you could just see that she was just exhausted. She had had enough. And she wasn't taking it anymore. And she let him know it. And she let him know it.
Yeah.
In a very entertaining way.
And it was good for her to explain it properly, that it's not personal that I didn't tell you about Mike. Because you, me, Mike, Harvey, we're all on a team. And we're all trying to be the best law firm and get our caseloads done. And part of that team is that you can't know about, I can't tell you about Mike.
Yes. And the sentence he said, you've been lying to me every day since Mike got here. I'm like, dude, she doesn't talk to you about Mike. I don't know.
Not to mention every day?
Yeah, I'm like, your definition of lying is just really, really crazy.
What about the days Mike isn't there?
Exactly.
What about the days you didn't happen to speak about Mike?
What about the weekend? I mean, oh my gosh.
It was like when she first goes into his office to give him the case, she said the thing about how you have such a strong emotional response to things, and he goes, no, I don't.
God, yeah.
And she goes, really?
You ready, Fatty Baldy?
She gets up and he's like,
I was like, you better. I was like, oh my, Fatty Baldy. I literally wrote that. I'm like,
she really hit home with mentioning Katrina and Rachel too, because I feel like without that, it really wouldn't have hit him in the soft spot and make him go, oh wow, she's got a really big point.
Yeah.
As much as she made her point about the team effort, you know, I think that really was a good.
Also, apparently restless leg syndrome kills 14 people per hour.
Yeah.
That now we know.
Can we
the
Google
more you
that?
know.
I meant to Google that.
It
Only
makes
if
the
Katy
arc
Perry
go.
flies by.
Exactly. It makes the arc go. I love it. I love it. You guys are hilarious. So, speaking of Rachel, we get to the point that he gets one of Harvey's clients, and now he needs his fake paralegal friend, kind of associate, not really sure because he treats her like crap, Rachel.
Yeah.
And his, when he walked into her office, immediately I was like, okay, I need a lit up mug because you're doing too much right now, Louis. I mean, I had to put the lemonade down and look at the TV.
This is arson.
Lemonade is food, not just a random drink. But anyway, yeah. So I was like, I mean, he was really rude.
Oh my gosh.
I understand when he treats everyone else like that. It's like they can hold their own. But you know, we have the sensitive spot for Rachel because sometimes she like bows down. I'm like, Rach, come on, get up.
Yeah.
But I love
she came
how
yes.
she kept trying to tell him, like really kept trying to tell him. And finally realized that there was no way he was going to listen. And you could see her face sort of turn where it was almost devious.
Right.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, you want it?
She was like, fine.
I'm
great.
glad
Let's
she
play ball.
Me too, because that's the thing. I was so glad she did that, but I hated how he came back. He was like, how could you not tell me? I'm like, you must have forgot what just happened.
Yeah. You treated her like a paralegal who is someone who hands you the file.
Made her get out of her seat.
Oh, that was such a good beat.
I wasn't sure what was going on for a second. I was like,
he was like, no. I was like,
so way to go.
But if you treat an associate like a paralegal, and then you don't have the information an associate would have given you, you've no one to blame but yourself.
Exactly.
And Lewis isn't okay with blaming himself for anything, as we know. He cannot handle that. So his meeting with the client goes totally left.
I love that client.
That client.
She was like, yes, I know. I was like, what does Harvey do? He just like hangs out with her? That's
I think so.
Very interesting.
Clearly. She was like, I love Harvey.
And that's what I was like,
me too, girl.
I was like, that's impossible. If he's sleeping with her, I will lose my mind. Oh my! That's what because it sounded like that, but I was like, because she was like, I haven't seen your package, so it's all good, and I was like, So I'm not really sure what that means, but yes, I love how he was like, he was like, what are we doing at dinner? He like got upset. I'm like, relax. This is your first time meeting
You're in a
her.
nice place, Lewis.
Yes, I'm like,
you're making a scene.
Exactly.
I feel like that's usually Lewis's forte too.
Right.
You know, where he's like, oh, let's have food and wine and do the whole thing.
So he just wanted to be there to prove
he was trying to one up Harvey at that dinner and
wasn't paying attention.
She just
it didn't happen.
That's just not how
Even with the entire case, he just wanted to find a way to get ahead of Harvey, and of course, it slapped him back in the face.
As he deserved, very much. So we come back to the office, and he yells at Rachel. And what did you guys think about her response? Because he said, we're staying here all night, put your bag down, that kind of thing.
Her response was perfect.
She said she's capable of putting her personal aside to do her job. And that was a target to him.
Yeah, because you're clearly not.
Yes. Yeah. So I loved it.
Like, it's my job to make sure this is fixed.
I know. I'm like, that's cute. I'm like, girl, let me get that coat. Yes, I was like, let me get that coat.
Not good at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, I'm like, you obviously didn't work. You didn't leave your office today. What the heck?
Gosh.
So,
for the record, I assume Rachel didn't realize Lewis was going to send emails to board members. Like, I figured he would just look stupid in a meeting.
Right.
I think if Rachel knew that it would possibly lose them a client or money, she wouldn't have done that.
No, I agree. I don't think she's necessarily malicious. I think she was like, okay, I'm just trying to tell you a little bit. And I feel like what she meant to tell is that the client, this is not going to be that kind of dinner. It's a hangout dinner. That's what I thought. Something simple. Like,
or everything she knows. If she's been Harvey's associate this long, she would know. She would know. Like,
she just said you wouldn't let me get a word out.
Right.
Yeah, like, no, that client just pretty much just wants to hang out with cool lawyers.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
Like they said, too, like they're trying to let her go. Like they don't really want her as a client anymore.
Or I think the name partners don't want her as a client. I actually want to know a little more about that.
Me too.
Yeah,
because they're not explaining, like, why is she not a good client? Are her billable? It sounds like she doesn't need their help.
Yeah.
Like that her billables are probably really low. So
John, I'll take you on as a client. We can go have dinner together.
I was like, if you paying, we're good. I love it.
Gladly.
The lawyer would pay. If she's the client, yeah, the lawyer would pay. That's how that.
I guess
that would totally work.
But I'm working.
But she's still paying you oodles of money.
Yeah,
like
I guess that's true. Okay, so
Yeah.
I just take it out of that oodles and pay for my noodles. Okay, great. Love it. So then okay, so we go to Mike interviewing Professor, and oh my gosh, I did not expect that. I did not expect that.
There felt like there needed to be more to this story.
Oh, obviously, but
I didn't think it would be that. I thought I thought we'd get more of the opposing lawyer, Brady.
Yes.
Brady,
I forgot
Garrett Brady.
Yes,
I thought we'd get more Garrett Brady versus the two of them.
Right.
But that's why I think also going back to it being more of an emotional journey than the actual case, that it didn't matter.
That it's not a case.
Right.
Yeah, because I was surprised too that we didn't get more of it.
Also, we get a little Easter egg here that Mike Ross was kicked out of Atlantic City for counting cards.
Oh yeah.
Can we get a flashback, please?
Yeah.
He mentioned it.
Next episode is a lot of flashbacks.
His next.
So I just cannot wait. I'm like, what else do I not know about you guys? Tell me everything.
I hate seeing Mike as like
the old guy,
sad, scheming.
Before him. No, I
Well,
love that Mike.
Do you?
Really?
I don't like
Mike,
it. It makes me
that
sad.
Mike is so creative, and he became this Mike. And if he could, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
how
definitely.
he did so much crazy stuff, running over bikes and taking people's tests,
wanna
flushing
see it
weed.
all.
I want to see it all.
I want to see everything.
Yeah.
Flashback, Mike.
It was probably their idea too, a little bit to start putting in some flashbacks.
Extra stuff, yeah, because it has been very current for a while. And there was a time when we first started that we got a lot of that, so it is going to be cool to see her back. See that back.
Also, I initially thought that Professor Gerard cheated at poker in an underground poker game.
Gotcha.
But this makes way more sense that he wasn't there at all.
I want to know. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, please go ahead.
I just want to know what the money was for.
I was going to say, I'm like,
I
thought we were going to find out.
It made no sense that you took $25,000 for a bribe. I honestly still didn't believe it at the end. I'm like, that doesn't.
I think
$25,000.
Only if he had a really good reason to use it would it make any sense.
So he asked the. You think he asked the student?
Yeah, that's what I was
right.
thinking.
We're gonna find out
Or
later that he's.
Are we? I hope we don't.
This guy's. Well, I don't know.
I hope we don't. I hope this is left as the circumstances are unimportant.
Yeah. You might.
This is what ethics are.
Right.
And it's unimportant that you could be helping your mom who has cancer.
Yeah.
We don't know.
That's not unimportant to me though. Unfortunately, that I kind of feel bad and kind of.
Well, that's a thought
But to
that
someone who taught Harvey Specter ethics, and Harvey Specter every time he did something shady or against what that professor tells him, had to like live with the shame of not living up to what that professor told him to. Yeah, he should never know that there was a really good reason to bend the rules, and then
he didn't want to know, which was.
I guess.
But I like that too. That
this
should never come out.
And then he says, "I got it." I was like, stand-up guy.
Yeah, that
Harvey
was
Specter.
But it was also kind of like, okay, thanks, Harvey, whatever.
I know.
He was a little. It was like, cool. Yeah, he was like, see ya. He did not say thank you. I was like, I didn't hear any words after that. Is it over?
I hope he sent him like a
I thought
card
that.
or
I think I was like
something.
wiping the slate clean with the two of them because it was like Harvey versus Henry at one point, and then I think it has to do with Mike a little. He knows about Mike. He revealed that, and I felt that this whole
my
episode.
gosh,
I felt like,
yes.
why are I feel like yes, there was the emotional point, but it's also like he knows and he can dig and easily find out, which he did.
That was scary when he said that. He was like, yeah, when I was done being interviewed by your crazy associate, I looked him up because I couldn't have.
So
honestly,
impressed.
I was thinking, I think he was saying I was so impressed as in I didn't teach him like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Mike isn't Harvey and they have very different, even though they have very great skills, maybe Harvey wouldn't have picked up on that. Maybe. I mean.
Or
it's Harvey,
and
but-
studious people like to stay studious, that they keep the records of all the people that come through.
Right.
Like, there are film professors who will, when I do win that Oscar, will dig up the short films I did in their class.
Yeah.
Like, studious people
to sell
just.
to TMZ.
They're all
Doesn't
on
matter.
They're
as long as
all on
you're good.
YouTube.
Right. Oh, dang. Okay.
But the idea that you're studious and you take your craft that serious, you're
Right.
going to keep the records of the people who've come through, just to see how they've grown, and you're able to show people how they grow. That's something professors do.
That's true.
They also take bribes. That's a high.
They also take.
That's a high
Are
amount
you
of money.
speaking from experience?
No,
Oh
I went to
my
film
God.
school. There's no need to bribe.
Oh no.
There's no need to bribe.
Right. That's funny. Yeah, I thought it was very interesting that he was like, so, yeah, Mike, this and that, blah, blah. And then when Mike asked him, and it's so interesting because Mike was so scared. Like, I didn't realize, I don't know, I had a deep breath for him. I'm having one now. Oh my God, I love you. Anyway, sorry, I just thought I'd throw that in there. Yeah, so
I
at the
feel like
end.
if I ever went to your place, you'd have like a shrine of
No, it's not that bad. I just love people that are amazing in their craft. And this whole show, we don't even have to do that again. You'll see it on my Facebook. So anyway, with that said, at the end, when Mike asked him, I thought he knew. Oh my gosh, deep breath. I thought that's why you brought me here. And he was like, and you can see Harvey's contemplating moment where he was like, yep, that's what it was. Or should I protect him? So I just thought that was such a, wow, Harvey, you've learned so many lessons. You really are his big brother, his mentor, whatever. That was a cool moment.
He was like mother hen.
Dude.
I do feel like it's going to come back and bite him in the butt, though. I feel like Mike's not... I feel like one day we're going to find out.
Well, yeah.
And he's going to be like, but he knows. Or maybe it's nothing and it's away, because I would kind of hope it's nothing.
I think this kind of has to go, like, the Professor Gerard of it all. Like, because of what the 25,000 was for, I think we don't see Professor Gerard ever again. Because that
I
would
wouldn't
kind
be
of...
upset.
Or
I
he's
wouldn't be
like
upset.
just kind of in the arsenal. So
Right.
Yeah, like
Yes.
he's...
That's what
later
I
down the
think,
road,
too.
they can always use
Use
him as
this
a tool to bring back.
Although
Very
I
true,
will
'cause
say...
it wasn't open. Yep.
Although
yeah.
I will say, if somebody does come out of left field and like throw a wrench seasons down the line, it should be the kid that Mike met with, the law school.
I was just looking.
the law school.
I wrote student.
That's
that
interesting.
That
might come
student,
up
like
again,
that student,
too.
will have a serious axe to grind. He's clearly very brilliant, and he knows that this law firm only hires Harvard people.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's going to remember Mike Ross specifically
Absolutely.
because he was like, well, I had a deal. And he's like, well, here's your first lesson in law school. Deals change.
I was like,
Yeah, and he was
man.
really cocky in that meeting.
Yeah,
Yep.
Mike does that
Right.
sometimes.
Could you-
So
I
Mike-
but that would
was
be
like
awesome
that.
if we just don't have any inkling of it for like 4 seasons. And then on the 4th
Yeah.
season, it's like, sup?
oh my gosh.
Sup? Remember me?
Yeah.
Deals change.
Right, deals change. Here's my
No,
paper.
That's a solid point.
That is a great point. There's
Yeah.
actually there's a few people we should bring back. Remember his Harvey's like I feel like his biggest enemy, the guy he was boxing with, that other opposite lawyer with
Yes.
really suave hair.
He's
I can't remember
come
his
back
name.
once or twice.
He
Yeah.
has, but I want him.
He's going to keep coming back.
I like him coming back because it's always brings out his crazy, amazing part of Harvey and Mike again.
While
But-
we're on long-term predictions, every physical season, because they break the seasons up into 2 parts, every physical season so far, the law firm has changed names.
Ah.
So,
That's really annoying.
so we're at the end of season 4?
Yep.
4.
Yep.
So season 5, which will be the next
If they
chunk,
change,
they're going to have
Just
to...
take lit out.
They're going to
What?
change the law
Sorry,
firm's
Rick.
name again.
you think so? Oh my
I
god, we
think-
cannot jump into predictions. Oh my god.
No, that's a
great-
long-term prediction. This is
Right.
the time for long-term predictions.
Oh my gosh, I'm thinking, what's Rachel's last name?
Zane?
Okay, so
That's...
so I mean, I don't know. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
say no right now.
Papa Zane could find his way
She
there.
will become a lawyer, and she proved that this episode.
Yes,
But
she will.
if Zane
I
winds
agree.
up on the wall, it's because of her dad.
Oh my
Her
God.
dad will become a partner
That's
there.
yeah, but
I
she.
don't like that.
See,
There-
but that's a
something
long-term
big
prediction.
could
Season
happen.
5,
I don't want him
the
to
name
do
has
that.
to change.
I'm not mad at that. That is a very good point. I like it. I like it. So then we get into Jeff and Jessica a little bit. So first of all, they're making out in the office.
I know that little romantic.
That's a little-
dinner.
It was a little much for me. I'm like, it's not that dark. Where
But
you guys should,
not everybody knows about them, right?
Yeah.
barely anyone knows
I think a
about
couple of
that.
the things I wrote was A, that's unprofessional.
Yes.
B,
Yeah,
that
that's
looks like a
great.
really nice meal to cook in just a break room.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a break room
Well,
kitchen.
he didn't
admitted-
cook it.
he
bought
admitted
it.
He
had to-
ordered it. Yeah, definitely.
No,
That
I
was
thought
so
he was
funny.
just an amazing cook.
No.
So much so that he doesn't even need all the proper
Right, he
supplies.
he
It's
just-
time to cook when
it
you're a
out.
lawyer.
I know. I'm like, don't even lie to us.
Did
They
I know,
the-
I was like,
I
were you
cook.
doing work?
Like just a few
They
minutes
did
ago.
that.
Yeah. That was it was funny because I do love seeing them have like romantic moments because we barely get to see it, and I wanted Jessica to have a romantic life this time around.
Tell
But
she's not giving it her all.
she's
though, 'cause
not. She's
lying.
still not.
'Cause she feels bad.
Well, and
She
she's
has nothing to feel bad for.
I don't
You're the
think
boss.
so.
It's fine. Who cares? I mean, well, I need to fix my relationship life. But I'm like,
She
who
really loves
cares?
him. That shows she really loves him.
That's what I mean.
That
I'm
guilt
like,
that's harping on
But
her.
if she really, I don't know.
She can't
If she
tell
really loved him,
him.
she should be working on an exit strategy for him
to leave.
to leave, because we're getting to a point with this whole situation that it's gonna end bad, and Jeff's gonna probably go elsewhere. It's gonna
This is
because
also like
that
their
could be
relationship
true.
hasn't been that long.
I know.
You
but
know, so for
Not enough,
such
yeah.
a big secret,
Right.
How did? Yeah, of course you want to have trust in a relationship, but that is such a huge professional secret
Yeah.
that just to tell him without really fully knowing his character, I don't blame
Yeah,
him.
another reason she might have been uneasy too is because we didn't see that scene at the end of the episode where Lewis goes and
Yeah, I
pulls
was
a
gonna
fast one,
say, good job.
saving her because she was still unsure, and I think that
Yeah.
ultimately now maybe we'll see a little more ease
She can
with
chill.
Jessica
She's like,
and
no,
Jeff.
it's over.
Yeah, because he did end up.
I
having her
think
back.
as long as they both work there, their personal relationship will never be good. Their personal relationship will always get in the way because he'll always want that type of access to her personally,
Which is so
which-
unnecessary.
Yeah.
so unnecessary given that he works there. If he didn't work there, he wouldn't need to know all this information because he
Very
wouldn't
true. It
need
wouldn't
to
even
know
apply
the
him.
context.
Yes, yeah, I
true.
agree. So we only have a few minutes left. Were there any moments that you guys have to make sure we mention or that
think
were
we got 'em all.
crazy?
We just missed one thing, I think.
What?
Ooh.
When Joan told Lewis that she was an unwanted account.
Oh,
and
yes,
Yeah.
and he found out.
And he was
yeah.
like defeated.
Completely
He's-
defeated.
The thing about Lewis is he gets defeated by the smallest things. To me, I'm like, I don't care. I mean, maybe you're right because he is seeking after Harvey's respect and after their respect. So it's tough. But in my head, I was like, fight them. Who cares? Be the best to them, whatever. But I mean, even Joan, she came at it like, I don't really need you. I don't really care what y'all do. So I guess
Yeah.
that was a hard thing.
We did talk about that a little bit and
Yeah.
how Donna kind of
Get on the team.
Get through,
Yeah.
Right.
through feeling bad
Get
about
on the
that.
team.
But that's
Yeah.
your job now.
Yeah,
Right,
so
exactly.
if you want a client, we gave you one. You didn't specify it, so come on with it. So I don't
Right.
want to see that defeated side of Lewis anymore. I feel like he had a moment at the end where he was like, "Look, shake head." It was like so
Yeah.
subtle. Oh my god.
I think we're gonna see his attitude change drastically
Yeah.
by next episode.
Yeah.
based
hope
I
so.
want
on
him to be a
I
team
hope
player.
so,
I
yeah.
just want them all to thrive in the next couple episodes,
Yes.
and I want to see some like success stories
Yes.
and no more moping around.
Yeah, it's a lot of like
yeah.
angst and a lot of anger, and that's cool sometimes. But I'm definitely ready. Oh my gosh, I didn't see one Rachel and Mike scene this episode. You guys know how I feel about that. So didn't see them together, but I know they're in love, and I love seeing Rachel stand up for herself, and I love seeing Donna stand up for herself, and I just want to see them now. Let's get on. Now you pissed off Rachel. Now you know she was the only one rooting for you. I want flowers on her desk. That's
Yeah.
my prediction. I want flowers on her
That's
desk.
gonna
next
happen
we-
though.
Yeah.
Are we moving to
Let's jump right into it. Let's end it off with some predictions.
Bam.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV
Oh no.
predictions.
Wow, it's so great.
They're in the twilight.
All
zone.
right, you guys. What are you thinking?
I have one prediction.
Awesome.
And it ties into Jeff Malone.
Cool. Ooh.
Jeff Malone, I think by the end of this season, this chunk we're watching, he and he and Jessica cannot stand together if they work together. I think he's eventually going to find out about Mike Ross, or he's going to find out about just something else, or he's going to, like, there's going to be something else where he and Jessica are going to have to break up. It's going to end poorly. He's going to run back to the SEC and create this.
No.
He's going to create a huge mess again.
Bad.
Juicy.
No, I don't. What?
That's my
No.
prediction.
She's like, I don't want that.
Make it so
That's my
sad.
prediction.
So
The end of
agree
this
with
season, he's going to throw a huge wrench. Because we're going to spend the most of this season, it's going to be a bit of a misdirection. We're going to spend most of the season trying to Lewis finally joining the team.
Yeah.
Also, quick note, Lewis Litt does know that Mike Ross went to law school,
Let's
or didn't
clarify
go
that
to
for the
law
fans,
school.
yes.
And thank you to Aaron Korsh, the creator of the show, for clarifying that
Yes.
with all of us.
Right.
He knows that Mike didn't go to law school.
We read your comments. We know that you think
Yes.
we're great. Yeah. we
And
got
all the
it.
YouTube commenters that were fairly immediate in telling me.
Apparently,
That
right
was
when I
incorrect.
got home,
You and your
we leave the
place.
show at 5. I got home at 5:30. I'm like, what?
Yeah, really.
No,
That was
and
pretty funny.
that's not me hating. We all need comments like that to
yeah,
help
I know,
us
we
know
love
if
that.
we're
Oh, yeah.
if we're just
Keep us on
factually
track.
incorrect.
Keep us on track. We
And
love
that's
it.
my only one. That's my one prediction.
I love it. What's up, Lauren? What do you
Gosh,
think?
I agree with Steve.
I like it.
And like I said, I think we're going to see a huge change in Lewis come next episode. And yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I agree with Steve as well, but I also think maybe in the next episode, now that we're doing some flashbacks, maybe something from the past is going to provoke, a new spin, a new twist in maybe Mike's secret or just within the firm, with the team, to kind of break them up again. Maybe we'll see them all come together and kind of like power through, and then like something will ultimately
That's
break them up
right.
again.
I forgot we've got
Yeah.
flashbacks.
Flashbacks.
Love flashback episodes
I
on
love
the
it
show.
too. I cannot wait.
be
Okay,
good.
cool. I just want to know why Mike can't just go to college, or why can't you
yeah.
just go to law? Why can't you just go to law
Because
school on the sly, and then
you
we
can't-
don't have to deal with this?
Can you
anymore?
really do that on the slide?
You can't do that on
think
the sly.
so.
He's already working 80-hour weeks at one of the best law firms in the country. Like,
So people would know.
he's making the money a senior associate would make at one of the best law firms in New York. So he would he wouldn't have the time. B, he wouldn't learn anything. And C, he would just give people ammunition to actually find
Yeah,
out something
investigate.
he does not want them to find out.
I understand. I'm like, man, this would all be over if you just went there. It's
No,
not.
it would be
Oh, yeah.
worse.
It would probably. You're right. It would be worse. Now I think about it, I forgot that he would have to use his real name and that kind of thing. So,
Right.
okay. So with my predictions, I forgot that it is a flashback episode, so they don't necessarily apply to this episode. But I do want to see Lewis apologize to Katrina or see something. I want to know if knowing that he wasn't the one to help her get a job means anything to him. If he's gonna figure out, oh my gosh, I kind of tossed her when I got strong armed and I can go back to her. And I wonder if Katrina's gonna react like, hey, you kind of left me in the dust, or is she gonna be, look, I get it, or whatever. So I always love them together. He has one friend. I need him to stay. And I kind of don't want Lewis to lose his only friend, so I need him to get back
Sheila's
together.
already gone,
Yes, I'm like, I
so-
need y'all to rekindle or something or hang out or whatever. Zara's
I
probably
want
down the
some
street.
romance to come back in with Lewis's life too.
That would
The
be
same
nice.
girl? The same girl or
Just,
different girl?
different girl. Keeps him a little sane.
Yeah.
I'd like that too.
yeah.
That like
Any
That-
man really who has a little romance gets sane. Let's be real.
I love it. Look at Steve not responding.
I agree. That was
That
my
was your agree
non-response.
laugh.
That was-
You're like,
well, no, that was me thinking of you're a mess this week. It's like, that's why.
that's fine.
No romance.
It's all clear.
Right. I
You're
figured
making
it
a lot of
out.
sense.
I figured it out. I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, with that said, you guys are amazing. Where can everyone find you and keep in touch with you throughout the week?
You guys can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube at Nicole Brajer. I think it's right below me. And also follow me at Real TV Films on YouTube for Oscar Week. I'm covering a lot of red carpet events. Should be really fun.
Yay.
You guys can find me on all social media at The Fancy Hippie. And Steve?
You guys can find me at Steve Kauffmann. That's Kaufmann, and I do a lot of after shows here at AfterBuzz TV, and I tweet about them. So if you're following me, you'll know.
Right. So cute. I love it. And you guys can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at OneTakeStace. Also here on Wednesdays doing Blackish and Thursdays doing How to Get Away with Murder. Also make sure you tweet us, Facebook us, whatever you got to do to keep in touch throughout the week. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye. Woo. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.